Hey, honey badgers. Welcome to this episode of Honey Badger's Science Labs. No, I'm not starting a new series here, at least not intending to right now. This is just a video of me getting a wild hair and deciding to bring you along for the ride. So it's October 21st when I'm filming this video. I think it was day before yesterday I was filming a video where I was talking about this painting. You'll see that coming up pretty soon, but because of what I'm about to do, I decided to upload this one first. So this one is coming up pretty soon, but in that video I had mentioned that this was currently my whip. It is no longer my whip, it is now complete. For anyone curious, this is my next whip. I haven't kitted it up yet, but let me see if I can pull out just a little bit. So yeah, it's basically like a window scene. A lot of greens, there's some lemons, and I think that's an aloe plant there, and some wildflowers, I think. Just a windowscape scene that I'll be working on. In that other video I had mentioned, let me bring it back down here. In that other video I had mentioned that, oh, hold on, we got a dog drinking water in the background. So in that other video I had mentioned that I had started wrapping up on the sort of islandy, summery type canvases I had been working on. I think this is the last one I have for a while. I could be wrong. I'd have to look back at my notes. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure this is the last sort of summery, islandy one I had on the list to knock out for a little bit. And then I think starting with this one, I'll start getting into the late summer, more like fall type botanical plant like themes, moving into like the Halloween and holiday season overall. So with this video, having all that out of the way and explained, I guess, so for this video, when you look at the other video, I had an impromptu tutorial because when I had started the other video, I accidentally, right before I hit record on the camera, I had accidentally set a piece of paper too close to this, and like I said in the other video, rookie move, I got a piece of paper stuck to this. So not planning to, I did a little bit of a quick tutorial about if that happens to you, how to get the paper off so you don't have to trash your canvas. So as you can see, the canvas was salvageable. Got the paper off, got the drills down. For the most part, didn't have much issue with the drill field. This is one of my older kits. I don't know that this one is still going to be available anywhere. I haven't seen it offered anywhere in a long time. This is one of those random Amazon finds I came across, I think a couple years back. I'll look around after I get done with this video and see if I can find this anywhere online. If I find anything, I'll link it in the info box down below somewhere. But what I'm getting to though is once I got all the drills laid, for the most part the drill field or the glue field was still decent for even being an older canvas. There were a few little spots where the drills were shifting a little bit or like popping up just a tiny bit, and it was gonna hold for now, but I was a little bit concerned about, you know, its future lifespan, if I'm moving this in and out of folders, or if I you know, go to move it different places. I wasn't sure how that was going to hold up, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a seal on it, and I got an experimental idea as far as sealant, so we're going to get into that. But I left this open just to show, if you do happen to have this kit or you see it somewhere and decide to get it, I just wanted to show real quick that this is one of those key codes or legends that you have to go a little bit slower with, because the numbers and legends are all, the symbols are all over the place. So if you look up here, like color 1 is J, but if you go down, color 14 is actually symbol 1, and then like color 5 is symbol 7, but color 7 is actually symbol 6, I think. So yeah, I was just going to show you that real quick. just to give you a heads up if you do have this in your stash, or if you come across it and decide to do it, because it is a really cute, fun little kit. I mean, it's your basic 30 by 40 sort of islandy folk style. So yeah, I thought I would do a little experiment with you guys here. Let me sit down a little bit. Let's see if I can get into a better angle to do what I need to do here. Okay, so my wild hair idea that crossed me the other day as I was starting to wrap this one up is I decided I want to see what happens when you put water seal on this. So with this particular kit, I don't have any like deep emotional attachment. You know, sometimes when I do unboxings of kits, I'll tell you that it was inspired by a childhood memory or something like that I wanted to remember. I don't have any story behind this one other than I thought it was a cute sort of almost Dr. Seussy looking kind of play on island style. I liked all the fun colors. I liked palm trees and the sun and all the cute little houses and all that. But that's basically it. I just thought it was cute. And it's a budget kit, so I don't mind playing around with it a little bit as far as sealant. And I figured if this does work, then we have another answer in the community as far as what you can put on it. So one thing I've used, this is not what I'm going to use on this particular experiment, but I thought I would just mention for people that are scared about getting experimental with sealants. This is one that I've used on kits before, and I've got it to work just fine. Let me see if I can show you somewhere. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. I don't know if the sparkle is going to show up. Do you see that at all? You can get a little bit there, that little bit of speckle there. Like, where am I? Where's my finger? Like over here, you see a little bit of glitter speckle. That is this stuff. This art desk I work on, if you if you ever see me doing a whip and chat or something and you see this in the background, you're like, is that a doorknob? It is a doorknob. Because basically to get a good size workspace on a budget, essentially what I did is I went down to my Habitat home store, which is if you don't have one in your area, it's basically the thrift store that is run by the organization Habitat for Humanity, which is a nonprofit that I've done work for in other states. I don't think I've done any projects with them in this state, but I've worked with them in like Kentucky and Tennessee and other states. But basically they, if you're one of my overseas viewers and you're not familiar, Habitat for Humanity is a organization that was started by one of our former presidents, or I don't know if he started it. I know he was the face of, I'm pretty sure he started it. One of our former presidents, Jimmy Carter, who is still alive. He's like 99 or something now. Still going. I don't know that he's on the work sites anymore, but yeah, still around. But yeah, Jimmy Carter back in the day started this program where this organization goes around and builds houses for people that have, lost homes due to, usually it's things like, disasters, natural disasters, your house burned down or something. Yeah, basically it's one of those programs you can apply to, and they decide whether your story fits their criteria. And basically you get the house without having to pay for it necessarily, but you do have to put sweat equity into your house. So you don't have to pay for the house, but you have to work on it yourself for a certain amount of hours in order to essentially pay for the house. So years ago, I used to help with them actually building the houses. So they're one of the organizations that I still like to patronize, I guess. I guess is the word. So they have different spots around the country where they put up habitat stores, they call them, but they're basically thrift stores. And when you buy stuff at one of the habitat home stores, your purchases go towards paying for those projects. So yeah, long story short, I got the door over there from their salvage wood yard, and basically, sanded it down and did a refinish. And I think these were stickers I put on from the Dollar Tree, and then I put this Krylon glitter finish over it, and basically made an art desk out of all of that. But I left the doorknob on because, I don't know, it entertained me. So I was just going to mention that you can use stuff like this. You do have to experiment a little bit and see if you're comfortable. If you've got a canvas you don't mind getting a little creative on. But I've used this on a number of my canvases. I just water it down a little bit with water, and it works great as a sparkle sealant, because there is a little bit of glitter in that, obviously. But what I wanted to do on this video is I wanted to see what happens when you use deck water sealer. This could be a complete nightmare, but like I said, I'm willing to experiment with you guys and see what happens on this little canvas, because we're not working with Diamond Art Club here. This was a little budget Amazon canvas, so just for giggles, let's see what happens with this. Yeah, this was a big old thing I got at Lowe's Hardware a while back, because I had to do some weatherproofing on my front and back porch and patio areas, but there's still like a butt ton of product in this big old thing. I'm not going to use all this, obviously. I just wanted to show you what the product I'm actually using is. It's Thompson's water seal. You just find it at the hardware store. It comes in this like gasoline looking metal container. It's over there with all the deck sealants and paints and stuff. And then around the border here, I had washi tape around it, but then I put an extra layer of painter's tape, frog painter's tape. Can I zoom out of this? I feel like I'm really close in. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not really letting me. Oops, nope, that's putting it back in. Okay. So I put an extra layer of painter's frog tape around it. If you go to the hardware store, I think you can even find this stuff at Walmart in the painting section. It's with all the other painting tape products, and I think it actually says frog tape on the label. I'm guessing because of the green color. So yeah, I've got frog tape around the outside just to protect it. I've got put just a tiny bit more light over here. It's getting a little bit later in the day, and I've got a couple big trees on the front side of my house, so it gets a little bit dark on this side. There's still a fair amount of sun on the back side of the house. So yeah, normally I water these things down, but with this one, since it is actually a water seal, I was like, that might mess it up. But since I've worked with this stuff on other surfaces, I know it dries clear. I don't know what it's going to do to the shine of this. That's the experimental part, I guess. But something came to mind when I was thinking of putting this project together, and I was a little bit nervous myself trying this, but I thought it could be a fun little entertaining video. And I was reminded of something I saw on a Tumblr post a few years back, where somebody had left a comment on one of the threads that said, it's only weird the first time. But in that context, on that Tumblr post, it was towards something a little bit more adult in nature, I'll just say. But, today I was thinking, that's still, that's an attitude you can put into pretty much any context or situation in life, right? It's only weird the first time. So yeah, let's get weird. So I thought I'd just kind of I don't know how this is going to turn out. This could be a complete fail, but I think it could be okay. The other reason I didn't add extra water to this is you can kind of see it's already kind of thin, milky sort of consistency, so I figured it wasn't really gonna need to be thinned out as much when I went and looked at it again. So yeah, I know this is probably gonna give anxiety to some people because they're probably gonna be like, Angie, no, God, what are you doing? It's gonna be okay though. We're all learning together. So, oh shoot, I just, see, this is why I did this. I just saw there's a drill missing there. Okay, I was gonna go drag out my drill bags again, but I just saw the drill I needed sitting right here looking at me. So, yeah, I grabbed the wrong tweezers. Okay, there we go. There. All right, it's back in. But see, I'm glad we're doing a seal on this then, because clearly these things are going to be a little bit finicky on this one. I put the frog tape on here because I wasn't sure how much this sealant was going to expand out, but I don't hate it as a what do you call it, border option. So again, we're just learning things all over the place. So yeah, there's a border option for you if you run out of tape and you know, I don't know, if you don't want to use washi or you don't have the money to get some extra packs or whatever. If you happen to be, like I said, I think it's pretty much universally offered around hardware stores or Walmart. What is this? There's like a I'm using kind of an inexpensive paintbrush here, so I think there's like a strand fragment or something that I'm seeing here. But yeah, the frog tape could work as a border option. As another, you know, budget-friendly choice out there to put in your kit. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be budget-friendly per se. If you just like the plain color versus having a design all over something, because I know it's kind of a fun thing to do to sort of match your washi tape to whatever the theme of your current kit is. I mean, I do that just because it's an added little fun thing. But also sometimes you can run into a situation where it's like you're trying to find just the right washi look and it all seems to clash with what when you have those ones that have, you know, designs on them, it can be hard to find one that doesn't clash with what you're working on. Oh, speaking of working on, while I'm working on this, I'm reminded here to tell you guys if you do this, do it in a place that's got windows. Like I've got a window right in front of me, because this stuff does put off a bit of a smell. It's not way strong, but it's got a little bit of that, you know, sort of glue smell to it. So definitely do this by something that's by a window, so you're not, you know, gassing yourself out with the vapors, getting the vapors. That means something else in the South, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, having washi tape clash with the theme you're working on. So sometimes it's nice just to have a option that's just like a plain color that's not competing with, you know, the artwork you're trying to showcase. Because I've heard some people ask like why people do the washi tape thing, and yes, it's good to have it there for the glue overflow, but also sometimes I put it on there just because I don't know, I think it makes it look a little bit nicer in my albums, because obviously I've done, I don't know, probably around 200 kits or so. I forget the exact number, maybe a little more, diamond paintings at this point, and obviously I'm not going to have every one of those on the walls. So yeah, I keep the majority of them in albums, but I just tend to like the sort of finished look it gives even in the album when I'm flipping through. And then if I ever go to pull one out that I want, if I decide at a later date to put it on a mounting, or if I want to take it, if it's a holiday one and I want to take one out for the holiday, it's already sort of pre-matted. If I want to hang it somewhere, you don't just have like the canvas with the rough edge sitting there just pinned to the wall. I just think like putting the border on it just, gives it that extra little zhuzhing, I guess. So I like it for various reasons. I was going to say something else and now I just blanked. I think this is going to be okay. I'm looking at it. I mean, obviously it's still wet here, but it's having the same look overall as a lot of the other finishes, glosses I've used in the past. As far as like, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't look super cloudy. It seems to be turning pretty clear almost as soon as I put it down. So I don't know, guys, it could be all right. I'm gonna, probably, like I've shown in other videos, when I do like the whole completion thing where I have the layer fully down, I usually do a blot over the canvas where I just take a paper towel and just try to soak up the excess, just so you don't get these like big milky looking pieces. And you want everything to have a even drying time. I try to level that out, like when you do your makeup and you're supposed to like level it out, you don't want the foundation streaks down your neck kind of thing. It's just when you get your friend that's like, girl, blot that out, blend. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Oh, the other thing I was thinking of when I was talking about the ventilation here, I'm not going to dry this in here. I haven't been able to do too many videos as far as like, when I do the completion reels over on Instagram. I haven't been able to do too many of those lately because it's been storming the last few days. But today it's finally dried out a little bit. It's still pretty windy outside, but it's like one of those, sort of fall warm winds. So it's not bad. So I'm going to take this out in the backyard where there's a good amount of sun and warm wind going through right now. I'm going to pin the canvas down. I think that's probably enough finish here. I'm going to pin the canvas down and just let the wind go over it. Check back in a little bit and see what it looks like and give y'all an update. So stay tuned. Update Captain's Log. Ooh, you guys. That's my official review. Ooh, you guys. When I first picked it up, it looked like it might have dulled it out a little bit. Like, I don't know if you can tell if I take it out of the light. I've got it in the sun right now, but like when you look at it from far, you'll see it's glittering everywhere. I had it in the shade and it looked like it had dulled out a little bit, but actually when you get it in the sun, it looks just fine. There you go, guys. So yeah, I would say closing verdict, Thompson's water seal, if you go light with it, is another sealing option. So there you go, we learned together. Alright guys, that's all I have for this one. Just thought we'd do a little experimentation together, and I think it came out pretty good. So let me know what you think, how it works out with yours. Alright, bye guys.